from NextOp, Air Force retired. Dina Anderson, another Air Force retired. Again, my name is John Zavala. I'm a Marine Corps retired recently, about 6 months ago. So again, just kind of fresh off my transition, and then blessed enough to carry on in the next stop and help out others. All right, and again, I want to give kind of a shout out to Craig as well for being with me here, starting this up from day one, and then growing this panel to what it is today. And hopefully by next year, we will grow. And like I said, maybe we'll meet up, do a face-to-face at a restaurant once this is all over. And again, let's grow the community here in Houston for veterans. All right, so with that being said, so today, again, informal. I don't have any really some questions to go over. I just want to give everyone a chance to talk, get a few minutes to talk about their programs, have some Q&As, and then at the end, we'll just kind of discuss and maybe add some good insights. So I'm going to start off from the top. Patricia, please, the floor is yours.
Great, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Onward to Opportunity is a fantastic opportunity for anyone looking to get certifications to break into an industry and or to boost your resume. We provide project management professional, associate project manager, Six Sigma Green Belt, and Yellow Belt now. And then we also have over 30 different IT tracks that we offer, as well as HRCI's human resource, APHR, PHR, and SPHR. Those who are eligible for our program, we're one of the most comprehensive and inclusive programs on the market today. We are a DoD skill bridge, where there's different skill bridge programs. There's the internship ones, and we are the training and certification DoD skill bridge. So you have to be within 6 months of your end of service date to participate. We can't touch you before that. We include both pre and post 9/11 veterans with honorable discharges. We're one of the only programs that reaches all the way back. You can be a World War II 90-some-year-old person if you wanted to be in our program. And their spouses. If they are still married to their veteran, the spouses, both pre and post 9/11 veteran spouses, can participate in Onward to Opportunity. We also include the Guard and Reserve in non-activated status. If they're activated, they have to be within their end of service window again, or their end of contract window. But their spouses can participate at any time, whether they're activated or not. And then also the active duty spouses, they don't have to be in line with their service members' end of service date. They can be week 1 out of boot camp, and the active duty spouses can participate in Onward to Opportunity. So we are very inclusive. All of our coursework is virtual. If you are near an installation, I put the links in the chat box for our frequently asked questions page, as well as our locations page. So you can look and see what is within 50 miles of your installation where you're located right now. We do have a completely online version as well. But we highly encourage the installation groups, because the Onward to Your Career course is either 4 or 5 days here in the state of Florida, 4 or 5 days of career development program. And I bring in the local community supporters, the employers, the recruiters, hiring managers, who come in and teach thriving versus surviving, corporate culture, negotiating your salary, benefits packages, all the stuff that you've probably never seen because you've had your whole life in the military. So that's what we do, a whole day of mock interviews, employer spotlights where you can network with some fantastic employers. Here in Florida, we're at Jacksonville, the Emerald Coast Panhandle, and all the bases that are in the Panhandle: Eglin, Hurlburt, Tyndall, Whiting, Pensacola, Panama City. And then we also have MacDill Air Force Base. I put the flyer in the chat as well. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions whatsoever. Is that good? Is that what you wanted?
Yes. Awesome. Thank you very much. So I actually took advantage before I retired with the O2O.
Alumni,
so
woo, we love alumni.
I can personally attest to it. It's an awesome program. So again, not only do they provide, obviously free certification, get that certs going, but just once you join, and the resources, is just phenomenal. All the resources you have available when you log in to have your profile there, you can just click. It's never ending resources, chat rooms, you name it, they have it there. So definitely.
And alumni services, it's not just O2O Institute for Veterans and Military Families alumni, you're a Syracuse University alumni, which right now I think the going rate per semester hours like $2,234 or something like that. And our students, if you complete your coursework in the first 13 weeks, get Syracuse University alumni status.
Okay. There's a question on the chat room that talks about do you need a degree? I
No,
guess.
you do not. You do not have to have a degree to participate in our program.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you, Brian.
All right. So we'll go on to Q&As a little bit later, but I kind of want to move on to the next here. So I'm going to introduce Master Reyes. He's on Ring for Life. So again, we only have Ring for Life rep on the line here, but please keep in mind there are programs for each branch. I believe, I know for sure Soldier for Life they have. I'm not sure if they have it for the Navy, Air Force. I'm not sure what they call it. But we are fortunate enough to have the Ring for Life rep here to discuss, and I would guarantee the mayor is off to each branch. So, Mass Arndt, please, the floor is yours.
Hey, appreciate it, John. Hey, so I've been in the program since January. So what the Marine for Life does is usually this is the first stop that the Marines are, the transitioning Marines, as we'll call them, will reach out to one of us as far as the reps. So we will get the first bite on the Marine and what their resources they're looking for, benefits they're looking for, and kind of how they're ready to transition into the or acclimate into the civilian side of the house, whether it be home, starting their own business, school, jobs, resume, all that encapsulated in my interview process with the transitioning Marines. We have about 71 Marine for Life reps around the country. So there may be one in your area somewhere. And I believe Major Drake, Tiffany and John and Dina work with her as well. But that is really what we do. We get the first shop of those guys. What I do then is, I do have knowledge of the voc rehab. I do have knowledge of the compensation and pension situation for the VA. I do have knowledge as far as some of the outsourced BSOs here in the local Oklahoma area. But if they're ready to move, what I do is usually reach out to one of you guys and ask you guys, hey, can this Marine be helped by one of you guys based on what his qualifications are? What I've run into on my end is the Marines that are transitioning out are wanting the 70, 80 jobs that they're not qualified for, but because they have hiring authority through whatever civil service or corporate ladder, they're getting these jobs and getting burnt out after about 6 months. And then they have to go back and take a $15, $20 an hour job and start from scratch. So I like to be their first buffer to kind of give them the reality check of what they can expect. And with your guys' help, try to make that into a diamond so that way they get to somewhere that's going to last and make an impact for themselves and their families. So that's really what I do.
All right, awesome. So thank you. So again, I was out there. I put myself out there. I used a lot of programs. So I signed up for Marine for Life as well. And I actually talked to Steph Drake, which is our director here at NextOp. So it's kind of a full circle, like Master was saying. So I was able to listen to her, talk to her, again, mentorship for the civilian side. She gave me some good insights. And then, just like Master was saying, they gave me some opportunities to open up my connections and my opportunities out there. So definitely a big help this program provides. So definitely take advantage of it. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. All right. So next we'll go to Craig, talk about workforce solutions.
Thank you, John. Thank you. I really appreciate, again, the opportunity to speak and share some good information. One of the big key roles at Workforce Solutions for myself is really spreading some of that knowledge and carrying it over to the veterans as far as some of that I can give in relation to finding the jobs, looking and incorporating the job search. Specifically for something as recent as in the next couple of weeks, I put in the chat a flyer for hiring red, white, and you. So, in the past, I'm sure John and everyone else in the past, going to job fairs and walking in and going to tables and all those things are definitely a challenge. Even more so now during the pandemic, we are doing it all virtually. So in the next couple of weeks, November 5th through 8th, we are going to have a specific veteran focused virtual job fair that Workforce Solutions is coordinating with Texas Workforce Commission to open up to the veteran community. We have it where there's going to be specific days that veterans are able to have access to the resources, access to the different booths. So the first day, for example, November 5th, is going to be specifically veterans and their families, and like many other job fairs, other people are able to come in and take advantage of all the different things there. But specifically, this is our 9th year that we've done, Red, White, and U, hiring Red, White, and U. So we're really excited. We have over 100 different employers, vendors that are there, and they actually have what they're doing is, it's called Easy Virtual, but they have virtual booths that are available where you can actually click on different organizations and see, interact with via chat, interact with via one-on-one interactions, and download information from them. So let's say you don't want to get completely interactive, and you just kind of want to see what's going on and you're not really sure about the whole virtual side. You're still able to browse it passively and download and see what kind of positions are available, and be able to do it just like you would in a regular in-person type virtual fair. So that's one venue that Workforce Solutions has. There's a lot of others in terms of the veteran side of the house, and really one of the big things that I want to put out there is, as we're using a lot of these programs, whether it's Combine Arms and O2O, just like John, I've used these resources as well, because part of the reason why I found NextOp was because I was looking through Combined Arms, and it all just kind of connects and it all kind of works together. Same thing with O2O. I worked with that as well, and so part of the reason why I'm really excited is because Workforce Solutions definitely is available for anybody, but I'm really proud of the fact that these events and these things can add layers to our job search and make us feel like the transition really does help. If people haven't used or haven't created a workintexas.com account, it's one of those things that I didn't know about until I started working here, and seeing that it's a good resource to kind of see and connect with individuals and employers in a faster way. But once again, knowing our resources is really one of the bigger steps, and going out there and finding things like Career Gear, NextOp, Team, RWB, all these things. I really tried to get informed, because you hit that wall sometimes when you get out, and seeing some of the resources really does kind of open your eyes to see that other people are going through the same things. But I'm going to put the flyer, the links to different virtual events in the chat, as well as the phone number and links to help connect you with different recruiters and employers as well. So that'll be in the chat. But thank you again, John.
All right, awesome. Thank you. All right, so we're going to move along here to Myra from Texas Veteran Commission. Talk about her program and what she does specifically for her job.
Hi there. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Good, good. I apologize for not being able to be on video. I was having some technical issues. Not to mention, I'm also having a sore throat, so please bear with my voice. Can you hear me okay, though?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, great. So my name's Myra Davenport with Texas Veterans Commission. I'm a claims benefit advisor. I work out of the Conroe Outpatient Clinic over at the VA in Conroe. And then I also travel to Tomball on certain days. However, due to the COVID, of course, we're all working from home. So kind of adapt and overcome, as you mentioned. So one of the things that Texas Veterans Commission does is we advocate and provide superior service to veterans that helps improve their quality of life for all the veterans' families and their survivors. But of course, that's not all we do. As far as claims, that's what I do. That's just one of the services. The other services that we provide are education. We have an education advocate, and we help with education benefits such as Chapter 33, Chapter 30, and also post 9/11. In addition to that, we also offer employment opportunities. We help employers find qualified jobs for veterans. We also have entrepreneur services. With this services, we are able to assist veterans to start or expand their business. In addition to that, we're also a health advocacy. We also help with, we're a liaison for veterans involving VA healthcare benefits. And one of the other ones is women's veterans. This is kind of like a new big program that we have. And basically we help women vets by being out there in the community and helping them with federal benefits that they've earned. So as far as myself, I'm a claims benefit advisor, as I mentioned before. So what claims does is we help you file disability benefits. And since we've hit this pandemic and we're all working from home, Texas Veterans Commission has done something really well. We're allowed to, we are now able to do virtual phone calls. So with a certain link, which I'll post today, you can actually book online to speak to one of the claims benefit advisors, which is really amazing. It's nice and quick and really simple. So for more information with our program, you can visit the tvctexas.gov website. Mr. Zavala, thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Myra. So I know TVC and yourself, you guys do so many different things, so many programs out there. What is, I guess, the easier way, or how do you guys able to have veterans to sign up, or how does that work as far as the process? And if you can,
as far as claims, if that's what you mean.
Well, claims or any benefits you have. You talked about entrepreneurial classes or
Yes.
benefits type of stuff. Any
So if you go to the TVC website, you'll be able to, like, for example, you click on claims. Under claims, you'll see the way to contact anyone from claims, and it'll tell you everything that you need to know in regards to claims. It's a very easy, friendly website. And the same thing goes down for the other ones. Education, there'll be a number for education and the name and how the process works.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, so if you're able to, please just stay on here. I bet you we'll have a lot of questions for you here at the end. But we'll move on here to the next program. So I'm going to introduce Career Gear. So again, this is another program that I was able to take advantage of throughout my process here, or my transition. I'm lucky enough to be here in Houston, so I stayed here in Houston. So anything else that came up, I was able to take advantage of. So today we have Joe Garcia with Career Gear, and he'll kind of provide. I'll kind of mention things that I took advantage of and what helped me out with that program. But I'll give the floor to Joe Garcia, please. The floor is yours. Talk about the program. Good, Joe?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hi, Joe Garcia here with Career Gear. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the Veteran Program Coordinator for Career Gear. And what we do is sorry, I was running for a bit. I had to change rooms because my internet connection is a bit slow at the moment, so I hope it's good now. But so here at Career Gear, what our mission entails is we want every man and male youth to achieve economic success. And how we do that is by providing professional attire and soft skills training. Our main soft skills training program that we have is Mission Possible. Some of you guys have done Mission Possible before. As John was saying, he went through it as well. And for those of you who do not know, I know Craig has been there. Brian has been there. And for those of you who do not know about Mission Possible, you can think of it more as a salesmanship class. We're not teaching, it is a bit of a resume writing class, network writing class, but what we're teaching you is how to sell yourself. You know, we want you to be able to speak about your values and what you can do and how you can bring your values to the company, and how you're able to make this company better. What my own personal experience and what I've seen with a lot of veterans is, you know, when they're talking about resumes, they want to talk about themselves, and yes, it's great. You want it to be about yourself, but it should also, like, your resume should speak towards what you're gonna give to the company, and that's really what we're trying to do at our other two programs that we teach are the Warrior for Life program and our entrepreneurship incubator. Now our Warrior for Life program is kind of been on hold, and we've been trying to figure out new ways to bring that program back because of COVID and because of restaurant. Just to give you an overview of what the Warrior for Life is, it's a networking luncheon. It's a professional networking luncheon. We want veterans to show up professionally dressed and to be professionally, just to be professional. We want you guys to know exactly what you want and how to sell yourself. And it's a networking event where if you have anything, if you hear an opportunity for yourself, if you hear an opportunity that you know it doesn't work for you, but your friends, it works for your friends, you know, tell them that. We tell the employers if they hear of a veteran who's looking for an opportunity that they know about and those employers aren't there, we want those employers to tell them about that. So that's a big collaboration effort on the Warrior for Life. Our entrepreneurship incubator is is a very entry-level entrepreneurship course that we want to teach veterans. If veterans ever had any sort of interest in entrepreneurship and they need to find a place to start, we recommend that they come to us first. That way we can get them, you know, sort of basics on what they need to know. I know like Bunker Labs and some of the other small Boots to Business associations, they work with small businesses who are already pretty established. And what we're trying to do is kind of tell these veterans, this is what it takes to open up a small business. This is what you need to do. And these are the measurements you need to take. Those are our three veteran programs that were specifically for veterans. I do have another program that I like to mention. I was promoting it specifically for veterans, but as we're getting sponsors and people coming in, it's going to be open to everyone just because I feel like we here at Career, we feel like everyone should be involved. And that's our Skill Up IT incubator. You don't have to have any background in IT. You just have to have an interest into wanting to learn. And we have all the equipment. We have the instructors. If you've been trying to get to me and I haven't responded, it's because I've been doing my best to try to get this IT program up and running to the best that I can. It's free for everyone. They don't have to have any sort of background. They just need an interest in IT. We have books I want to show you. So we do have books, you know, for A+. It's from McGraw-Hill, so respectable publisher. This is for A+. We have books for Network Plus. And we're continuing to build upon those so that way these veterans can come in, well, anyone really can come in, learn these technical skills, and get out into the workforce. We have a lab here too. I don't know if anyone can see, but I got a tower full of servers, all this equipment down here. And there's a lot more in the back too. So I have a lab set up and we have all this equipment set up. So that way, if veterans want to learn about IT and they have no idea where to start, you can send them to us. We have instructors that are going to teach them. And we also have a program that's coming up with one of our main sponsors where we're going to try to get them work immediately. So they're coming in, they're getting work, and then they're also continuing to learn these skills that way they can build upon them and be successful as they continue on their IT journey. Other than that, those are all the programs that I manage here at Career Gear. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, and I'll leave it open to anyone who has any questions.
All right, awesome, Joe. So I do have a question for that IT program. Is this like a vetted certificate that they'll get, or is it just training? So how does that work?
No, they're going to get a certificate. So we're actually training.
All right, I think we are losing him. Are you guys still with me? Everyone? All right. All right, so I kind of could, so
Freeze there. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry, you cut off, Joe. Can you hear us?
So I don't know if you could hear me, but we're going to give them a CompTIA A+ certification and then a CompTIA Network Plus certification.
Okay.
For those of you who do not know what those certifications are, CompTIA A+ is one of the de facto certifications that every basic IT professional should get. It's recognized by Microsoft, IBM, Apple, all the computer giants. They recognize this certification as a basic A+ certification, as a basic computer certification. And when we say A+, it doesn't directly apply to computers. It applies to anything with the motherboard. What is a motherboard? It's those things inside the computers that make the computer talk. So that ACs have motherboards. This server has a motherboard. Your car has motherboard. So anything that has something like with the motherboard in it, you're going to be able to work on. The Network Plus certification is more about making these things talk to each other and how you can make them more secure and how more efficient. And these are the two. I wouldn't say they're easy, but they're the level one. I would say level 1, level 2 certification that you would get to get into your IT career. And it only builds upon from there. So then after Network Plus, you can get Security Plus. Security Plus is for cybersecurity analysts, people who want to make sure that all the systems are safe. Above Security Plus is I think it's Pen Plus or PenSec. Penetration, it's something, I have to look that up again. But that's more for, you're an ethical hacker. So you're going to go to a company and you're going to hack into their system, and you can show them this is where you need to improve your systems. Otherwise, you're vulnerable to attacks in any different areas. As we continue to get funding and as we continue to get more students, those are like, that's projections, but I just want to show you what we have right now is A+ and Network Plus and all the equipment available for them to learn, and instructors.
That's awesome, Joe. Thank you. So definitely we'll put the word out. It definitely looks like a great program for veterans, great opportunities. Thank you for your time. If you can stick by here for a few minutes, later on we'll do some Q&As. Definitely learn more about the program.
Thank you,
John.
All right, thank you. So I guess, the last of the panelists here, I think it's fitting, last but not least, we have a rep from Combined Arms. I say it's fitting because what I know about Combined Arms, I'm still learning. There's just a huge umbrella of organizations under the Combined Arms program, but they are truly statewide. I'll not steal Brian's thunder, but definitely a lot of programs connect with Combined Arms. And I'll leave it to Brian to please discuss and let everyone know what it's all about.
All right. Hey, thank you, John. Appreciate it. Hey, also, my name is Brian Escobino. I go by Esco, and I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps. I did 5 years, deployed to Al-Anbar. All my deployments were over there in the sandbox having a good old time. And so I came back. I was wounded in 2007. I came back with some acute PTSD and traumatic brain injury. And so I had to navigate getting out of the Marine Corps while in the middle of starting therapy and going back to Houston, where I'm from, with absolutely no savings, a freshman in college at the bottom of society, and just working dead-end jobs like door-to-door salesman and working pitiful construction jobs, this labor-intensive jobs, wearing a Mach 4 suit. And I had a profound sense of dissatisfaction, loss of purpose, and personal identity just shredded, So I found out later that's a common experience for a lot of people. It's a common experience because when you're in the military, you have this high esteem just by association affiliation to the standard of what it means to be a military person, right? Wearing the uniform, carrying the weapon, deploying overseas, doing a military job. There's a lot of dignity that you internalize in your own personal identity just by being in the military, whatever branch you're in. I know we all like to compete with each other about the branches that we're in, But truly speaking, when you're wearing that uniform, you're just elevated in your self-concept, the way you view yourself and your self-esteem. So when you get out, that obviously ends abruptly. For a lot of people, they did not prepare, including myself. They did not prepare to get out, and so they weren't prepared either financially or maybe emotionally. And one of the things I see working at Combined Arms, and I'll tell you what we are here shortly, but one of the things I see at Combined Arms, the veterans that have the most struggle are the ones that get back with no plan, with no savings, and this is the big one, with no personal and professional network. If you don't have a personal professional network, and personal means a network of support. Do you have people you can rely on? Do you have people that can get you out of a pinch? Do you have people that you can lean on if things go awry? And professional network, do you know people that are working up in the industry that you want to get into? Do you know people that can advise you on what degree to choose, on what to do? And so truthfully speaking, a lot of veterans do not have this. And so we start out of the gate as some sort of a disadvantage. And so everybody that's spoken today has some part in helping a person get up and out or get a step above where they currently are. And that's really the great interest that we all have as veteran serving organizations, is to get people up a step above of where they are when the day that we meet them. So Combined Arms, before I explain it, I guess I could best explain it as a skyscraper, right? And every floor is a different business, but you know to go to one place to find all those different businesses. So Combined Arms is a backbone agency. We are a collaborative comprised of over 90 organizations that are all veteran serving. Veterans, active duty, guard, reserve, their family members, caregivers, special immigrant visas, who are our interpreters from Iraq and Afghanistan. And so those are all the demographics that we serve. So the way we do that is that we put all these businesses in that skyscraper, which is an online website called combinarms.us. So as a new client, as a new veteran or family member, you go into combinarms.us, you fill out a profile, you tell us who you are, a few critical details about yourself, and then our algorithm is going to customize what you see when you go into our system. It's going to show you only the organizations that you're qualified to work with. Then you have a buffet of different resources you can choose from. Now, this is important because I believe as a veteran, you should really focus when you get out, or really at any point in your life, on three major things. The first one is, how are you doing in your inner dialogue? How are you doing between the ears, right? How is your mental health, and how is your intellect? What skill sets do you have? How marketable are you? What is inside of your brain? And also, I mentioned mental health. Is there anything weighing you down from living the maximum life that you can live, or having the best perspective or best outlook you can have in your life? If that was from service or before, that absolutely has to be dealt with. The next thing is, who are you engaged with on a daily basis, whether it be your family, your coworkers, and how are you showing up to be that person connected to those people that you're obligated to? And the third one is impact. So what is your great mission now that you're out of the military? When you're in the military, the great mission, the North Star is always whatever the military tells us. It's the enemy, the imminent threat, whatever it might be. And that changes on a daily basis, but your North Star is always given to you. But you must find one of your own when you get out. That, to me, takes engagement with the community. It can come through volunteer service. It can come through you being a mentor, you giving back, or you receiving from other people that are further up the road than you are. So those are three major components to me that really show whether or not you're able and steady, whether you're resettled as a civilian and on good footing. So those are my measuring, my measuring sticks, the way I kind of scale the people that have recently gotten out or they're looking to get out. So those are all important things. And Combined Arms, the reason I'm telling you this is because Combined Arms is that backbone agency that has all those businesses in the skyscraper. So when you walk through the front door, you're going to find anything that you need. And if you need nothing at all, if you need nothing, you have a great family, you have great friends, great professional network, you have a good job that pays well, you're at the pay you want to be at, you also feel complete within yourself, you're mentally well, you're physically well, your health is good, you have health insurance, you have savings, all those things are squared away. Still, you are going to meet veterans that are not there. If you're at that level, you're an A, right? But you're gonna meet many veterans that are not there. It is important that you know what this tool is, and I call it a tool because it is a tool, and if you use it, you can help any veteran that you know to get up and out or a step above if they're not there yet. So Combined Arms is for the military veteran and their family, but also it's for any veteran you meet in the street, any veteran that you hear is having a hard time or is doing good but can do better. And that's what we are. We are a collaborative of over 528 resources and over 90 organizations. All you gotta do is make a profile, visit our website at combinarms.us. They just posted it down in the link. And I'll be happy to answer any other questions. Finally, there is a whole other component of Combined Arms, which is our social work team. Now, if a veteran comes into the system and tells us that they are homeless or at risk of being homeless, or that they need financial assistance because let's say they got laid off by COVID, or they're just living as a college student with maybe no disability rating and just the GI, the BAH, right? Or they've come to financial strain for whatever circumstance, or they've scored a 15 or below on their mental health status. It's a 30-point scale. If they've scored a 15 or below, our social work team is going to reach out to that person and give them a whole full warm intake. So those are the indicators in our system that tell us that this person needs a phone call. It's not just, hey, choose whatever you want. This person is dealing with some serious stuff that we need to talk about. Our social work team is run by a Army officer, a former Army officer. She was a social worker in the military, and she now runs a team of 10 social workers. So they all are there to talk, and most of them are military vets or the spouses of military vets. And they really do all the critical work. Besides that, it's a choose your own adventure thing. We encourage people to come back from time to time, and also follow us on Facebook, because we have just a crazy amounts of resources and guests and things like that. I'm going to be interviewing one of the directors at NASA here in a week or so. But it's a really cool website. It is the veteran community of Houston. Aside from the resources, we also have social events. Now, because of COVID, we can't meet in person. But when it is open back up, I highly encourage you to find the local social events of all these organizations around you and engage with the veteran community. It is critical, in my opinion, that when you get out of the military, you still stay connected to familiars, people that get it, people that that lived in the life that you lived. That familiarity is to me what offsets a lot of the shock of transition, or that sense of being a fish out of the water, or being an outsider to the group that you're obligated to. So with that, I'll leave it, and by all means, please do ask questions if you have anything at all, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.
All right, Brian, awesome. Thank you very much. I'll definitely kind of share some stories as well before the end. But before we open up to Q&A, I would like to open the floor up to anyone else I didn't call. If you're working for an organization, or maybe you know of programs that you want to kind of talk about or give some advice, please unmute. The floor is yours to talk before we head into the Q&A.
Hey, John. Wow, everybody. This just gets better and better each time that I attend with this group. And there are so many programs and benefits available to veterans as we transition. I just retired, in fact, 21 days ago. I guess my last day on active duty was 30 September. So 1 October, I was officially a civilian. And I used several resources. And at first I was too humble to, kind of scared to. People don't, somebody else needs it more than we do. And I don't want to take a resource that could belong to somebody else. These organizations exist for the sole purpose of helping us be successful. And I tell you what, the majority of people on the other side of these organizations that you're going to interact with have been in your shoes first. I happen to, during my transition specifically, I used Wounded Warrior Project, Hire Heroes USA, and Warriors Ethos. And all three of those together, I had them doing the same job, which was resume writing, because that is one of the most challenging, dynamic things. And there's so many other organizations out there that can help with that. But I would highly recommend to use multiple sources and then compare them. And it's just like having a great team. One of the things that makes the military so successful is the diversity of our teams. We've got 12 different people looking at the same problem from 12 different perspectives. We're bound to find the right solution. And that's what I did. And there's so many others here. And I know that, wow, just the organizations here that come together, they're truly out to help us be successful. And they're not competing with one another. If anything, they're complementing one another. And I've seen them work in tandem. So you know, don't feel bad about being loyal to one or the other. Just once you receive a service, give back. take that and share with other people of how successful you were and how they helped you be successful and the services they provide. Because A, it keeps a lot of people employed, a lot of veterans employed, and B, it's going to help more and more veterans as the word gets out. And I guarantee you, if NextOp can't point you in the right direction, they're going to reach out to Career Gear for a certification or something, and they're going to work together to get you the services that you need. And I'm other veterans like me who are retired or separated and have gone through this transition, which is a lot more challenging than some would expect. Um, I'm happy to help out, and most of the other ones are. So all I would say is, once you finally get your feet underneath you and you're on the right track and you're getting the services that you need, give back and take what you've done and either pour into one of these organizations or pour into other veterans, however you see fit, however you're able to, but give back. I couldn't speak more highly of this group of people here, and I really appreciate being a part of it.
Awesome, Bobby. Thank you. Awesome. And anybody else give their story maybe or some advice or?
I think it's important, and I've said this in previous panels that we've had. I separated from the Air Force twice, the second time being retiring, but the first time was after my first enlistment. I was a young airman, E4, coming out of the Air Force, and thought my experience alone was enough to find a career. And that was definitely not the case. I hadn't done all of the things that we talked about today. I hadn't networked. I hadn't prepared myself. I don't think I was even mentally prepared. I just thought it was going to be easy. I have all of this. I have 4 years of experience behind me and a few college hours. I'm going to walk into a job. And I was unemployed for 6 months before I, actually found a position. And even that, I ultimately, I would say, quote unquote, settled for. Because it was a reality check that I needed to do more networking. I needed to prepare. I needed to tailor my resume. I needed to have realistic expectations. And I think that's a conversation that we as employment coordinators in any other, veteran service organization has with those that are seeking employment, is that sometimes your expectations are a little bit high, and those need to be managed to be realistic in what you're looking for and what you're qualified to do. Sometimes it's a little bit of an ego hit, but if you're prepared and you talk to the appropriate individuals and connect with the right people, those are the types of things that you'll learn and prepare for prior to your transition or prior to applying for your next career. And I think it's so important. So panels like these, really reaching out, utilizing all the resources are absolutely important to the success in your future. So I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you all.
Awesome, Tiffany. Thank you. All right, so last call. Anybody else? I know we have a small group here, but any other advice, anything to mention?
Good morning, everyone. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm. My name is Vladimir Ramos. I was a Navy veteran, 21 years. I retired 3 years ago. Since then, everybody says, when we all in, oh yeah, veterans, we're gonna get it easier after we all separate, retire, which is not true, because regardless of how many medals we have in Purple Hearts and medal, whatnot, it doesn't matter in the civilian sector. So since I retired, I dedicated myself to get to college. I got 4 degrees, 2 minors in the past 3.5 years, and I'm into cybersecurity now. I pay an expensive school boot camp, 26 weeks, but the thing that lacks the most is that being a veteran and with degrees, I'm working on my master's degree. Nothing else matters if certifications are not there. So I being assigned to many counselors, from board rehab, from the BA to EDD. And one thing that I noticed that why is the reason that in this time I having got the call, for offering a job. It was simple, the EDD. And I'm not putting them on the bad, side, but I noticed that the in the past 2 weeks, a lot of these companies that they actually refer me to, they call me back and they say, "Hey, you actually have the management, the leadership for 20 plus years. You had your degree, you have your cybersecurity, but the problem is this: I was told that I was going to the right channel. I mean, into the wrong channels by putting myself into the EDD when instead of them." Promoting us as a veterans, they actually put promoting us side by side with ex-convict. I didn't know that until last week when they told me, "Hey, the only reason you're not getting selected is because I keep getting EDD's referrals." So um, I was into higher our heroes program. I have also recently last week I signed up for the O2O program as well, and and the way that I see the difference is that you guys and everybody that actually spoke this morning, you have a different sense, and that is the sense that we all veterans need, because you know I'm fine, feeling okay that I did everything that I could, just into getting to just for me to get into the right path. But there's a lot of organizations over there that I used for 3 years, putting me in the wrong course of action, and that's actually what I need to bring to you guys, because I just find out by you guys about 45 minutes before you guys started, and through an email that I got. But I like what everybody else said this morning, and if you guys can work out, for not just for myself, but to work with other veterans, like that is the reason that most of us not getting into the right path as far as careers go.
Awesome, Vlad. That's a good point. So you kind of brought up a point, Vlad, that we kind of really don't talk about is, we have a lot of programs out there to help veterans, but maybe not all programs are for the right, person maybe. So you as a veteran or individual definitely should, we should screen or kind of vet or see if it's a good fit for the organization. So next up, I'll tell you, obviously a realist, it's not going to be for everybody. We're not going to be able to impact or help every single person that signs up. So it's definitely a good point, Vlad, that you brought up. As good intentions they have, some of them may not be for you. Some of them might be a second chance community where, like you said, you're going to be with the pool of ex-cons or whatnot, or again, a second chance area. So you definitely just kind of be aware of that, everyone. So you just brought up a good point of just being aware, read the background, read their values, what they're looking at, how they're going to help you. And if that is what you're looking for, definitely continue. If not, like what Bobby was saying, have a team, have multiple. Same thing, I did Hire Heroes. I went through Career Gear with some classes with them. They helped me with my elevator pitch. They exposed me of my weaknesses of talking and kind of selling myself. So it was a great program with Career Gear. And again, NextOp helped me with the opportunities for employment here in the Houston specific area. And then go to Combined Arms. So Combined Arms, I'll kind of tell you my personal view or opinion of it. So obviously being in the military, being stationed on bases, on base you'll have an education center or e-club, if you will, all those buildings there. So to me, kind of walking into Combined Arms, I get that feeling of remembering that's how e-club used to be, or maybe a lounge or a resource center. That's exactly how it is here in Houston off of McKinney. You go in there, there's a gym that's offered for free. You sign up. You have kickboxing classes, different type of cardio classes. Again, available for all veterans to sign up to. Awesome gym. And then throughout the building, like Brian was saying, all these resources. You have just a number: Wounded Warrior, Mission Continues. You ask for it, they'll have it. Whether it be maybe a female specific group that you want to go into, they got it. They have a little coffee lounge where you can sit there and drink some coffee. Maybe you can rent some conference rooms. Maybe you have maybe you work from home and you have an organization that you support, and you want to rent out a room there for a day or for a couple hours. Again, they have a lot of opportunities, a lot of resources there for veterans.
Yeah, and something I just wanted to add for Vlad was it's important, and we talk to so many different candidates every day from all different backgrounds, all different experience levels, but I think it's really important to own your process. Don't rely on an organization to get the job for you. We're here to assist. We are very much here to help you, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to help. We're here to provide you tools and resources to make your own process stronger. So at the end of the day, you're going to be the one walking into the interview. At the end of the day, you're going to be the one working at this company. So you want to make sure you're not only researching the organizations that you are utilizing to help you in your employment search, but also researching the companies. Utilize Veterati, that mentorship platform link that I shared in the group chat, because you can connect with people that already are established in the industries that you want to go into and have those best practice conversations with them from somebody who's already been through the path that you're in. So I cannot say enough that you have to own your process, do your research, invest, and because no one's going to care about your career more than you, or I should say no one should care more about your career than you do. I shouldn't be looking for a job for you harder than you are. I shouldn't be working on your resume harder than you are. So that's just my input, and I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you.
Yes, thank you.
Could I also share on that too? In the Onward to Opportunity program, in the 4 or 5 day in classroom, we do a community support morning, and we invite everybody to come in and talk about their program. So some of you aren't in that. I'm in Florida, but we do have O2O in Texas. So I'm sure y'all are connected with Anjanetta and Laura and those guys for El Paso and for JBSA. But that's why we do the community support morning. One, to bring awareness to all these fantastic opportunities, these different programs that our service members can take advantage of. And we do leave it up to them. Here's your silver platter full of all these great resources. Now it's up to you to go through and see which ones are a good fit. But like Vets to Industry, I know, has a great resource page that lists out a ton of resources. We also post up in our students' core, it's like 12 pages. There's a couple organizations here in Florida that have put together like 12 pages of services and resources that are available. And a lot of these, like I keep hearing Texas and all this stuff, but I know if I went to your website or I went to the national website for your organizations, I could find the ones that are closest to me, that are in multiple locations across the U.S. And I know that's another thing that I hear from a lot of our students is, oh, well, that's NextOp, they're out of Texas. I was like, yes, but everything is virtual now, so it doesn't matter. None of that matters. And we have our students joining all kinds of different cohorts across the country to take advantage of the different guest speakers that a lot of our installations are having for their O2O programs. So on the one hand, COVID is horrible. We want it to be over, but this is one good little gem it is providing us, is that you can dabble in all these different webinars and these different virtual opportunities to see which one is going to be a good fit for you and to get more information right from the people who are in those processes. So I just wanted to share.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so our 1 hour is up. I'll just kind of give it one more minute here. If you have anyone else that want to have any closing thoughts or any other advice, questions you have.
Just a last minute reminder, please look at the chat. There's so many resources that we've all shared on there. For all the names that are on the call or different organizations, reach out via LinkedIn. It can't be said enough that that just reach out, send a message, connect a message into that invite, so that, the individuals know what it's about, and that, for all of us, I'm sure we're all open to those connections. But take a look at the chat, look through there. There's so many links. There's so many, other people that are like, hey, connect to, here's my LinkedIn. Take a look and use these resources. Just like Tiffany was saying, no one's going to be as focused and as driven about your career as you. So, you have to kind of take little pieces here and there and see what's going to fit your journey. I'm very much like I've tried a lot of these programs, and for me, coming and settling into Workforce Solutions has been an opportunity for me to share with both veterans and people just looking for jobs. And so when I get face to face with a lot of people that are dealing with layoffs in the Houston area, in the Texas area, and facing what am I supposed to do next, the answer is still the same. Please reach out, seek help. And that doesn't mean that seeking help is a bad thing. It means that, you grow your network, you grow your bubble, you grow the people that are there to support you. That could be family, that could be friends, that could be just one person. Or it could be like this, a venue like a podcast or a video that can just give you information that makes sense to you at the moment. So just keep searching for those resources, and, make connections and reach out to us via LinkedIn, definitely. But thank you again, John.
All right, Craig. Awesome. All right. So again, like Craig was saying, utilize these resources. Take down, before I close it up, scroll back into the chat room, copy and paste any of the LinkedIn profiles, any websites we put on there. Definitely reach us, connect with us. And again, this is more of a connection group, mentorship type of group, but you never know. All these resources, connecting with different people, this may lead to an opportunity here in the future. So definitely take advantage of it. Connect with everybody here. Please email me. Let me know any advice, how we can improve this event each month here. Any topic ideas, please shoot me an email. Let me know what we can discuss. Again, just to help out the community. I want to thank the panelists today for joining. Really, truly, I can't say enough words of what it means to me and the people that those are going to listen in, whether it be now or in the future, how much it's going to impact them and in their career search or their employment search. So thank you, truly, thank you very much on behalf of me personally and NextOp. I thank you, and you guys have a good rest of the day.